Good evening, everyone. Thank you all for joining our call tonight. Today is Wednesday, April 22nd, and this is the English Zoom call for Himalaya Group. My name is Lisa Park, and I will be your MC for this call, so I will be opening and closing for you all tonight. This is our fourth Zoom call in English, so welcome, everyone. We're so glad that you can join us live here in Facebook as well as in Zoom. This is a weekly meeting that is held every Wednesday, same time and place, so I invite you all to attend each and every week. You'll find great information here because we have leaders from all different backgrounds and skills, and they're here to share with us their knowledge from their personal experiences in the business. So please utilize these events and use these as a tool for you to invite your teams to this call. And what better person to present the business than someone that's already in the business? I'd also like to thank the people that make this event possible. Those are the people that are behind the scenes of this call that make it really smooth and seamless for us to meet like this every week. And also thank you to Ronnie Park for creating this group so that we can all come together and share our message with you. I'm so grateful that not only are we able to meet through technology like this, but that we can be even more far-reaching because the internet doesn't have borders. So I think that especially during this time when everyone is stuck at home, inviting friends and family will be more accessible and more possible to do. So to introduce our speaker for tonight, we have with us today Ellen Lee. She's joining us from Connecticut, and she has been in the Nu Skin business since 2017. So in addition to working in the Nu Skin business, she's also a pharmacist. And I can't wait to hear her story of why she chose Nu Skin as a business partner and what attracted her about this business. I know that she worked hard on her presentation for you tonight, so let's show our support and give a warm welcome to Ruby executive Ellen Lee.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for that amazing intro, Lisa. It's a warm welcome. Let me share my screen with you guys. Lisa, can I just get an okay if you can see my perfect?
Yes, your screen looks good.
All right. All right, everybody. Hi. What a great honor to be here today with all of you tonight on this Himalaya English group. This is really exciting, especially for me, because I get to meet so many of you throughout all over the world. But for those of you who I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Ellen, and today I'll be speaking to you about why I chose Nu Skin and why I chose this business as a means of building my future. I hope this gives you a better insight about the business after my presentation. All right, so first is first, let me start by talking a little bit about my background and how I got introduced to Nu Skin. Like Lisa said, I am a pharmacist by profession, and I've been in that field for about 12 years now. And while some aspects of my job were satisfying, I had always been looking for something more. I'll be going into that a little later, but before that, let me share with you how I met Nu Skin. The start of my Nu Skin journey began with a little bit of a dilemma. It was a few years ago when I met a guy named Andrew, who is now my husband. And when I started dating him, I thought he was the perfect guy. He was so sweet and so handsome, but we had a little problem. This is how he looked like. Okay. He had the perfect skin and he had super young. For a woman, that is a problem. Well, yes, because he is a few years younger than me, but it wasn't the age. I mean, I never knew that there was something that a beauty app on our phones cannot handle, and that was my sagging skin. And okay, for nothing, guys, I never thought that I would have to compete with the guy about my skin, okay? Because I had pride in my skin. I put so much time and effort since I was a little girl, but when I took pictures with him, I realized that my skin was starting to sag. And maybe it's not so apparent to you, but to me, I saw all the wrinkles. And it felt like I looked so much older than him on every picture that I took. So when my friend, who was an esthetician for 17 years, heard about this, she told me to stop by her salon. She said she's testing out this new anti-aging device, which now I know that was the facial spa. And so I said, okay, fine, and I'll let her try it out on me. And I didn't think too much of it. I said thank you, and I just walked away. But the next day, when I went to the pharmacy, my coworkers were fascinated with my face, and they told me I look like, ready, a glazed donut. And I was like, okay, is that a compliment? And I guess it was, because when I took a closer look at my skin, it looked more lifted, rejuvenated, and it actually felt more plump, right? And so that's when I started to ask my friend more about this product, and I was introduced to this baby face skincare club. And there, I heard that there was a business side to this, which got me really curious. So I started to dig a little deeper. My first big intro to the company actually was in the Himalaya rally in Vegas in early 2017. Then I wanted to look a little further into the company, so I went to something called Team Elite University in our headquarters in Provo, Utah. There, I was able to meet so many successful leaders, but they were all from different backgrounds, like single moms and factory workers to small business owners and etc. But the thing was, they were making more money than I could ever make in my lifetime as a pharmacist. And I remember sending this one picture to Andrew, and I really don't think I ever, till this day, got that many texts from him, as even when we were dating. I mean, I had dropped my phone, and I don't know if you can see that little Ziploc over there. So the front screen had cracked, right? So I put a Ziploc over it, and I started texting him. But by the end of the day, my thumbs were bleeding as we were texting back and forth, because we just both couldn't believe that the compensation plan that this company was really offering. As a pharmacist couple, we couldn't even together make the same income that some of these leaders were making by themselves. And being the skeptical person that I am, I went to this event every single month that year, from Connecticut to Utah. I did this because I just could not believe it. I mean, it seemed like it was just too good to be true, right? And what I really wanted to know, though, if this was real, and if this was something that I can do. Because you guys, I had a desire in my heart to change. Believe me, I love my job as a pharmacist. And some days at least. But I knew in the back of my mind that the world was slowly changing and my job could be on the line. But better yet, what I really wanted to change was the way I was living, my lifestyle. Yes, as a pharmacist, I was a little more comfortable than many of my friends, and I'm very thankful for that. But it wasn't drastic enough for me to say that I have changed my life completely. All I did literally was exercise, work, sleep, eat, or, one of those two, wake up and repeat. And yes, I am a pharmacist. But before that, I'm Ellen. And I wanted to live as Ellen, not just a pharmacist all my life, working multiple jobs. But when I say multiple jobs, day and night, just to make sure that I'll be okay. And when I came back to the workplace, I looked over at my pharmacy manager, who's been with the company for 17 years, more than I have, and her life didn't look too different from mine. And the thought of me working like that seemed like it was never going to end. So when I looked into my future, I realized that I'm gonna have to work like her for the rest of my life. But this was not how I wanted to live. So this is actually an age chart that shows an average person's lifespan. And I am currently 34, I'm coming out. And maybe you can do this with me using your own age as an example. Okay, now the second number that we're going to circle, quote unquote, is the age you plan to retire. I chose 62 because data shows that an average person in the US, that's the retirement age. And the final number that I want you to circle with me is the number you think that you're going to live up to. I chose 100 because data also shows that people who are born nowadays, they're going to live up to 120 or even 140. But since I was born about 34 years ago, I can say that I can easily live up to about 100, right? Especially with the help of our wonderful health supplements from PharmaNex. So when I look at this chart, if you can see from 34 to 62, I only have 28 years to work until my retirement. And in these 28 years, I'm supposed to save up for the 38 years I have to live from 60 to 100. Okay, so more on a personal note. My dad just retired a few years ago at the age of 65. But to be honest, he's still working now. Because what he gets from Social Security is not enough for him to pay off his mortgage and even his essential needs. When I look at that, right, I feel so sorry for my dad, and then sometimes it makes me tear up inside. But at the same time, it served for me as a wake-up call that I needed to do something. I knew that that's not how I wanted to live for the rest of my life. And if I keep doing what I'm doing, I will never be able to get that freedom that I want. So a few years ago, I met this beautiful lady in this picture. She's my upline, Team Elite, Jinsel Kim. And around that time, she had achieved the Circle of Excellence 1, which means that she had accumulatively earned over $1 million in commissions. And when I calculated my earnings with my crazy overtime hours, and I mean crazy overtime hours and multiple jobs, I had also earned about the same as her. But our lifestyle was very different. So for example, we were able to go on a trip last year together, just around this time, I believe, to Italy. And our time spent together was so great, but the way she enjoyed her life was totally different than mine. Even the way she shopped, the way she ate was different. And in order for me to make a purchase or a decision on a next excursion, right, I had to calculate how much was allowed in my budget, and I started to calculate how many hours I would be working in the next few weeks if I wanted to afford something. But in the meantime, she was on the other side of the room with a ding ringing on her phone. And you know what she says? She goes, "Oh, look, I got paid again." I mean, I don't think she was trying to be mean or anything. And don't get me wrong, everybody. She is a very hardworking person, and I love her to death. And she really deserves to relax on her vacation. But I was so jealous. I was so jealous of how she was able to make money while she was on this vacation with me. And I had to still think about how many hours I was going to work when I get back, if I had them. And what I really wanted was what she had. And she was able to just enjoy her vacation and still get paid. And whereas I only got paid when I showed up to work. And this, I realize, is an advantage of a platform business. So the platform businesses are the way of the future, just like Amazon or some of the businesses you see here. But just for a simple example, let's take an Airbnb, right? Okay, Airbnb connects people who are looking for a place to stay with people who are looking to make money by renting out their residences. And this is what exactly Nu Skin does, because we're looking for people, because we're looking for people who want to look and feel younger through our products, like me and my story. But also, Nu Skin provides the opportunity for people who want to make money by distributing the products. So Nu Skin is a platform that provides the opportunity, and all you need to do, and you can do all these things through an app on your phone if you choose. And one thing I wanted to point out here is that Nu Skin has been a platform business since it started 35 years ago, even before all this technology had taken in place. And since Nu Skin is over 54 countries, anytime someone in Korea or China or somewhere, or wherever in those 54 countries make a purchase, the company automatically calculates it in your currency and updates your income within minutes. And also the part that fascinated me was the products that make us look, feel, and younger. And these are not some products that you can just whip out even with like a fancy degree. Because they're behind all these products, there are more than 75 world-renowned scientists that are working hard every day to make these innovative products and deliver them into our hands. And all we have to do is just share them. And year after year, they come out with better and better innovative products, such as the LumiSpa. Who here loves LumiSpa, right? And it was named the #1 beauty device by Euromonitor, which is a global market research company. And it doesn't stop there. Nu Skin was just recently awarded Best Cleansing Device this year. And you know what? I'm not surprised because the company will continue to innovate. And like the bioadaptive NutriEssentials line, for example, okay? I cannot stop raving about this. This is going to be coming out into the North American region that I'm super excited about. Okay, so I can't believe they're actually going to take our daily stressors into account and incorporate that with science and build that into a skincare line, okay? This is absolutely going to be a game changer. This is going to change the way we, not just we, but the way the world thinks about skincare. And not only that, Nu Skin understands that our environment is just as important and have announced that they are going to change all the products to have eco-friendly packaging by 2023. Isn't that amazing? And another product, my friend June will be touching more about this on next week for us. It's a little device that's going to fit in your pocket. And all I can say is that it's going to make magic happen within minutes. I'll stop there. So be sure to join us on the next week's call to find out more about this, right? And right now, our team is focusing a lot on this product called ageLOC Scalp and Hair System. Some of you may think this is just as simple as shampoo and hair conditioner, but this is not the case for our team because there is a huge market, and I say huge, for the hair thinning and hair loss industry, and it is projected to grow in the upcoming years. With the stressful lifestyle and the environment that we're living in now, study shows that even people between the ages of 20 and 40 suffer from hair loss, hair thinning, decreased hair volume, etc., 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 etc. And even kids in their teenagers are showing such symptoms. So it's no longer the old people. And sorry if you feel old, but you know what I mean, right? So anyway, regardless of gender and age, this is going to be a problem. This is a growing problem, and people are in desperate need for a solution. And for me, hair loss wasn't really an issue, and I don't know if you can see my video here, but not hair loss, but hair volume is a big deal. And I don't know if you can see my hair today. I just did this, today, but all I did was use the product, brush my hair with the device, and look at the difference in volume after just 2 minutes. This is the same person, okay? Do I look a little different? I feel like I have more confidence after that volume, right? But I do want to make a disclaimer that that results may vary on each individual on the product, okay? But I do want to share some results that we have been getting with these products. You ready? But before I go on, right? This product was previously known as the Nutriol, and it had great results. But what happened was we incorporated ageLOC into this product, and the results that we're getting are faster. The previous Nutriol had 2 months. This is an effect after 2 months, and this is the effect after 4 days. And this was a guy in Europe, Ricky, in Europe. And this is a result that happened in 2 weeks. Now, I don't know if my friend Alex is on the line with me, but this is my friend Alex, and this is his before and after. So he's around the same age as me, and when I asked him, he said that he started getting receding hairlines and started to see hair loss in his early 20s. And when I had asked him, is that something you wanted to fix? And he said, well, I guess, but I kind of gave up on it, and I just want to live like this because there's nothing to fix that. I tried everything. And he was very skeptical when he first started using this, but now, this was after 9 days, okay? But now, every time I see him, he calls me, he's like, Ellen, look, you have to take another picture. You have to take another picture. Because he gets so excited. And what he raves about is not just the volume and the hair, growing, but it's about, he says, his hair and his head feels so much cleaner, so much lighter, and so refreshed. And just to add a little bit more to his story, so he cuts his hair every 2 months. I guess it's a religious thing for him, right? Like religiously, it's every 2 months. But he actually, after using these products, he had to cut his hair exactly 4.5 weeks after using them. So just letting you know, if you want to learn more, if you want to hear more about it, you can contact me directly. And this is my friend Sophie. She had a stressful event, and a lot of hair was, she had experienced a lot of hair loss. But here, after about 1.5 months using this, you can see that a lot of hair started filling in. And the list goes on and on and on. And even on social media, there's so many experiences where these, I almost said patients, I'm sorry, you guys, as a pharmacist, but these customers or these everyday people like you and I are just using these products and coming out with these great results. Okay, next, this is a picture from a video, which I can provide it for you if you'd like after today's talk. But basically, to summarize it, we did a test with 3 strands of hair. And all 3 strands were first treated with sodium hydroxide to create an alkaline environment. And this resembles styling the hair like with chemical treatments like perming, coloring, or bleaching the hair. Okay, and the first here is the control, where that's all we did to it, okay? The second strand was treated with a product similar to ours, and the third was treated with our product, the ageLOC scalp and hair system. And as you can see here in the picture, the effects were really, really drastically different. The control was only able to withstand 100 grams of weight, kind of barely, because as soon as you put 100 grams, it just basically tore apart. The second strand was able to hold some weight, but collapsed right after 50 grams were put on. The third strand, which was treated with our product, ageLOC scalp and hair system, and it was able to just stay and hold it. And if you can't trust us, you can contact me directly, and I can show you that my hair is so much stronger than yours. Well, if you haven't used the product, and we can have a hair fight, and I'm sure I will win. So you can contact me directly. Again, so again, we did a clinical result on volume, softness, and shine and thickness. And from our clients and the people that we know, they usually rave about the volume and the thickness and the way it feels so clean to us. So this is something that you can actually see that after the clinical results, that this is actually true. Okay, so again, this is what I do. I try out the products, like the Lumis Spa, and I love them so much that when I share them with my friends, and they share it with their friends, and that's my husband shared his product to his best friend, and I think that's the sexiest thing I've ever saw him do. And together we have so much fun doing home parties one after another. And before I knew it, I had grown a team full of wonderful, hardworking individuals, and and they taught me how to become a leader and a better person every day. And together, we continue to discover the best version of ourselves. And what's more is that in this business, what this business taught me is that celebrating success together is more meaningful when we celebrate, again, together. And that it brings so much more joy and value versus when you alone. And we use systems like the Babyface Skincare Club and weight management groups with TR90 products. And we have so much fun while we're doing this. And we look and feel better. This has changed so many of our lives. And still, it continues to change mine every day. One of the many things that I appreciate about Nu Skin is Nu Skin 4 is the all expense paid success trip. When you work hard in this company, they send you on this amazing lifetime trip that they treat you like royalty. And not only do they reward you for what you did, but you get to bring someone along with you. I remember when I worked super hard, and I mean super hard in my previous job of 10 years, they said thank you, and they rewarded me with a pin saying 10 years, and they gave me a choice between a mixer and an earring. So compared to that, this was just really something that I was just, my mind was just blown away. So in the year of 2018 spring, I was able to attend my first success trip, and that was to South Africa. And for my husband and I, it was our pre-honeymoon, and it was more than what we could have asked for. Not only was it paid by the company, did I say that about 10 times now? But just experience and the memories that we were able to make together just made the whole trip amazing. And we had so much fun there. We held baby lions, and we went on safari, and we watched a cheetah chase a gazebo. And by the way, the gazebo won that day, by the way. And it was just an incredible time. And I don't know how else to explain it to you other than encouraging you to experience it for yourselves. Okay, so this video is when we walked with the lions. I mean, who would have thought that I would walk with lions in South Africa? I mean, I could touch them and feed them, and there were no bears, but lions and bears and tigers, oh my, right? I mean, I still remember what that guy was telling me. He was saying like, oh, if you fall, the lions are gonna think that you're a weakling and they're gonna eat you. So to be honest, I still get very nervous like every time I see this video. And this was, it was a private party that Nu Skin held for us. There was a lot of dancing, there's so much food, and they had concerts for us. And there was just so much love and like such good energy there that, that I wanted to capture that moment. And again, like I said, I don't know how else to explain it to you other than saying, experience it for yourselves. And our team is working hard now to get on that next success trip, which is to Waikiki, Shaka, right? And if you are that someone that loves to travel and enjoy free trips, then I tell you, this is definitely a business for you. And more people have been searching for something like this, like I was, but never knew that it existed. So every day, I thank my sponsor for introducing me to this amazing opportunity. But coming back to business, right? I get so excited talking about the free trips. But since the start of the coronavirus pandemic, unemployment rates have been skyrocketing, right? With over 20 million jobs lost in US alone. And many of these jobs will probably not come back, right? Because they'll be automated away. So a good friend of mine who used to be a chief medical director at Johns Hopkins University, her name is Dr. Kristen Moy, and she's also a Nu Skin leader. And with the income that she gets at Nu Skin, she no longer needs to work as a doctor, but she does it out of will. Anyway, she had recommended me that I read the book Rise of the Robots. And in the book, it talks about how automation is going to affect the future of employment. I mean, we've seen millions of jobs and factories get automated away, but it's not just blue collar work, but white collar work as well. Those professions that we thought that were once safe and secure, like radiologists or surgeons, are also at the risk of becoming replaced by automation. And as you can see here, so many of our jobs are going to be replaced, right, by these robots. There's chefs who cook for us, chef robots, I mean. Let's get this video playing a little bit. They do our nails for us, they do our hair for us. And some of you, I'm sure some of you have been to Las Vegas. And if you go to Planet Hollywood on the first floor, you will find a bar called Tipsy Robot. And there you won't find too many people working, but you'll find a kiosk. And when you order your drink, the robot goes, and it starts mixing all these drinks for you. And it's faster and more consistent than an actual bartender. But for those of you who haven't been there, we can see it in our daily lives, right? Such as our supermarkets or even toll gates. A lot of changes have already happened, and sometimes we don't even realize that our jobs could also get replaced by them. Okay. On a personal note, this robot, for example, is actually a robot that we use at the pharmacy that I currently per diem at. And this is probably one of the most advanced robots I saw in the pharmacy world. Let me play that one more time. They open drawers and fill the bubbles with meds with delicate motions that mimic a human being. And when this robot came to our pharmacy a few years back, a lot of people were worried about their job positions, but they were, of course, told that they'll be fine. But in the end, 80% of the people got laid off. And recently, a lot of people have been telling me and my husband that we're both lucky because our profession is an essential business and that we won't be affected by this coronavirus. And it's true because people still need their medication. But what people don't realize is that both of our hours got pretty drastically due to this pandemic. Because of the coronavirus situation, our bosses can't go out to do talks or take care of other business matters outside of the pharmacy, right? So instead, because they're also pharmacists, they decided to work the bench. And as a result, both of our hours got cut by over 70%. The reason why I am lucky, though, is that I found Nu Skin a few years ago. With this business, I was able to take better control of my situation versus depending on someone else to dictate my income, my schedule, and ultimately, my life. Well, we all know there's so much uncertainty for all of us in the future, right? And I want to ask, what I want to ask is that when you think about the job you have, are you safe through the pandemic? And are you ready for what the world is going to become after all this? Are you prepared for the recession that we're about to enter? Or what about the next one that's bound to happen in the next decade or so? Because while most people are stuck at home, not being able to work, and not being able to earn any income, people at Nu Skin are finding themselves busier than ever because more people are looking for other ways to make income and take better control of their lives. And I want to leave you with this. Do you have a dream? Or have you ever thought of one? If not, I guess I can relate because I was the same way when I was so focused on my job and I didn't even think to dream. But since I met Nu Skin, my dreams are now on the road of becoming reality. And I promise you that there is so much more. I want to challenge you though. Oops. I want to challenge you that when you get off this Zoom call, go back to your own lives, and I want you to ask yourself, who are you living for? Will you take the courage to take control of your own life and live as Ellen or Lisa, Sarah, Janet, and dream? Because it's free. Dreaming is free, and don't sell yourself short. And challenge yourself to be yourself. And as you heard, we're launching new products in the next few months. So if you're looking for an opportunity to pay off that phone bill or a credit card debt or something more, we have something that's right for you. Be sure to tune in next week when my friend June will be speaking about the new products that we're very, very excited about. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, Ellen, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and your story with us today. I could feel the passion across the Zoom call and across the screen. I'm sure that after tonight's call, you were thinking of someone that's looking for what Ellen was looking for and what attracted her to Nu Skin, which was making money while on vacation and living a lifestyle that's on her terms instead of trading her hours for money. And I'm sure that after this call, you're all wanting to go on a success trip after how Ellen described how awesome they are. And especially, it's even more amazing because it's free. So if you thought of that person, I want to invite you to invite them to next week's call because, like Ellen mentioned, we will have another young entrepreneur speaking for us, and her name is June Yoon, and she'll be speaking to us about some of our award-winning beauty devices and how it's propelled her into this business as well. So if you want to watch today's call again, I will be posting it on our Nu Skin Himalaya Group Facebook page, and I will also provide a YouTube link so that you'll have a chance to share it and watch it again. So join us again for the next Zoom call. It will be next Wednesday, April 29th, 6:30 p.m. Pacific and 9:30 p.m. Eastern. So everyone, stay home, stay healthy, and stay well. We look forward to seeing you all next week. Bye-bye.